Now, how do you get all your vitamins in one meal? Is it possible? I really want to show you what makes up these meals and why they're nutritionally dense before I show you the actual meals. All these foods are animal-based. All these are plant-based for the most part, okay? Let's start with protein. If we look at plant-based proteins, they're low-quality proteins. It's very difficult to get a complete protein when you're just going with plants. It's very easy to get complete proteins if you go with animal products, especially animals that eat grass. Those animals also can be fed grains, but the grain-fed animals are not as healthy. And all I want to point out is there's a difference between grass-fed and grain-fed animal products, okay? So, for example, pork, poultry, and eggs are all grain-based. You can't just raise a chicken just on grass. They don't survive, or even a pig. So if you were to ask me, out of all the proteins, what would be the healthiest, the most nutritionally dense, I would say beef or lamb or even goat. And it's fascinating to me how they classified red meat. They kind of threw it in the bucket of processed meat and they said, oh yeah, that's not healthy. That's junk food. It causes cancer, when it doesn't at all. In fact, it's just the opposite. It's the healthiest thing that you can consume. And personally, when I was very, very sick and I started to turn things around, it started with eating buffalo burger for breakfast. That was the thing that just gave my body what it needed, and boy, did I feel better. And this is why the carnivore diet is very, very successful for so many people with gut inflammation, autoimmune diseases, and other sensitivities to plants. So some of these nutrients, you can get them from either side, plant or animal, okay? What about vitamin K1? Well, you can't really get it from animal products, okay? It is mainly from dark leafy green vegetables. And just by looking at this nutritional profile, it'll kind of tell you what you should be eating more of. Vitamin K1 helps stop bleeding. It helps you clot. And then we have vitamin A. Now, a lot of times you'll hear, oh yeah, carrots are really high in vitamin A, which, by the way, is not the active form. And the conversion is not very high. So retinol, vitamin A, is difficult to get from plant source, but you can easily get it in a little liver, fish, cod liver oil, egg yolks. Then we get iron. Well, there's two types of iron. There's one type that's not very absorbable and usable by the body. That's called non-heme, okay? And then you have the heme-based iron, which is in liver, red meat, other meats. So if someone is anemic, they should not be getting their iron from spinach, things like that. They need to get it from like liver or red meat. All right, then we get the B vitamins. You can get a great source of all the B vitamins from red meat, fish, eggs, cheese, liver. You can also get B vitamins from grains. The problem with grains is that when you're eating whole grains have phytic acid, which actually block trace minerals. Plus it has gluten, the only protein that our bodies can't digest, and that can really hurt our guts. However, sunflower seeds have some B vitamins, and so does nutritional yeast. But nutritional yeast does not have B12 unless it's added. Okay, what about collagen? Now, collagen is a type of protein that makes up 1/3 of all of our proteins. And if you think you're just going to eat a steak and get enough collagen, it has a small amount of collagen, believe it or not. But if you have short ribs where you have more collagen to that, or the skin on fish, or bone broth, or organ meats, then you can get collagen. As someone gets older, it's very important to have enough collagen too, because as we age, it kind of breaks down more. And there is no collagen in plants. Okay, what about D3? Well, some people will say, oh, you should get your vitamin D3 from mushrooms, right? 1/3 the potency. You would have to consume 5.6 pounds of mushrooms every single day to just get 10,000 international units of vitamin D3. And by the way, if you had any thought that 10,000 IUs of vitamin D3 is toxic, that's like basically getting 20 minutes of sun. Okay, it's non-toxic. You can also do cod liver oil. You'll get some, but not close to what I recommend as a maintenance, which is 10,000 IUs. Sardines have some vitamin D3. Okay, what about iodine? Well, shellfish, tons of iodine. Cod, dairy, eggs have some iodine, but also sea kelp or even sea salt also has iodine. And then we get selenium, which is also important for the immune system. Shellfish, organ meats, red meat, or Brazil nuts. So you're starting to probably see a pattern. Okay, then we have zinc. So you can see iodine, selenium, and zinc are trace minerals, mainly from the sea. Beef has a good amount of zinc. So do organ meats. But guess what? You can go to pumpkin seeds and get your zinc from seed. All right, now what about the omega-3s? Well, fatty fish, but also you can get it from algae, but actually you're not getting this active form. You're getting the precursor, which is called ALA. But there is a way to get it from algae. The other point I want to bring up about these omega fatty acids. So many people are high on the omega-6. It competes with omega-3. We need a lot of omega-3. Then we have magnesium, a very important, you can get it from fish, but dairy, but it's a little on the low side. But pumpkin seeds are a really good source of magnesium and zinc, but also greens, because magnesium is at the heart of the chlorophyll. So you can get it from any type of vegetable and even chocolate. Then we get to potassium. We do get a little bit in fish and red meat, but you can get avocados and greens. And so these two minerals, magnesium and potassium, which are really important, are heavier over here than over here. Then we have vitamin E. You do get some vitamin E from fish, dairy, and eggs, but it's going to be higher in sunflower seeds and greens. It's also in nuts as well. Most nuts are roasted, so you're just going to destroy it because vitamin E is heat sensitive. Phytonutrients. Phytonutrients are all the hundreds of thousands of chemicals in our food supply that help protect us and create all these therapeutic, amazing effects. Onions, garlics, herbs, things like that. But it's also in grass-fed meat, okay? I had my cattle butchered and we tested and it was loaded with phytonutrients. Okay, then we get vitamin C. You can get some vitamin C in organ meats, but the problem is when you cook it, it really goes way, 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 way down. So like in raw liver, you might get 100 milligrams, but when you cook it, it ends up with like 2 or 3 milligrams. You'd be much better off if you had it from berries or especially sauerkraut. Sauerkraut has the most vitamin C. It's like 700 milligrams per cup, but it has to be raw. So get it in the refrigerated section or make it yourself. Or any green vegetable has some vitamin C in it, a good amount usually. Now let's go to examples of meals that give you a nice combination of certain things to get a good amount of nutrition. Okay, so we have some examples of meals, and I think it is impossible to get all of your nutrients from one meal. Some days you can have more, some days you can have less. It doesn't have to be a certain amount every single day. But I want you just to get the overall concept of what you should be eating or including in your meals. Let's start with the steak and eggs and salad. Okay, that would be one meal that you'd get a good supply of protein and also the minerals and phytonutrients right here. Burger, cheese, sauerkraut, you get your vitamin C right here. You get fiber for the gut. You also get vitamin K2, but you're getting vitamin K2 right here. High quality protein. I do this a lot. Then we got the liver and onions and cauliflower. Okay, good combination. You get cruciferous right here. You pretty much get almost every nutrient from liver and some great things from onions as well. Eggs and avocado is a good combination. Then we have sardines, tomato, tuna salad. So you have tuna on greens. I like to throw nutritional yeast on there. It gives a nice little nutty flavor, and there's a lot of B vitamins and trace minerals in nutritional yeast. Salmon, carrots, Brussels sprouts, it's a good one. Shellfish, mashed cauliflower, short ribs can give you the collagen, and then cheese and tomato, that's a good combination. I'm doing a lot of pork rinds. There's different flavors and things like that. I make sure I get the one without the MSG and all that. Pork rinds give you collagen, of course. Get your vitamin D from the sun if you can. And then for a dessert, berries, Greek yogurt, right? You get your vitamin C, chocolate and kefir. If you do chocolate, try to add some dairy because chocolate does have some oxalates and the calcium in the dairy can bind with the oxalates and actually kind of neutralize them. So chocolate and kefir, chocolate, sunflower, and pumpkin seeds, right? With cheese, right? I'm not saying all mixed together, but you could do this as a little, dessert. But I already mentioned the benefits of sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds, right? Pumpkin seeds have a lot of magnesium and zinc. So I hope this kind of gave you some idea on some nutrient-dense foods, but I'm really curious if you have even more ideas on this. Please comment down below, and I will see you in the next video.